Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are here in a trackman studio to do something that I should have done a while back. Today we are here to figure out what is our average carry distance with each club. If you're new here, my name is Curtis and I've been playing golf for just over 6 months now, and I'm trying to learn this infuriating game just one step at a time. Our goal today is to figure out the average carry distance for each club. So what we're going to do today is we're going to head about 5 or 6 shots with each club after our warm-up. We'll filter out the miss hits and then we'll work out the averages from there. So the ball that we'll be using today is a Callaway Supersoft. We'll stick with one ball throughout the entire session. The reason I like these is they're completely buttery smooth to hit, and I've really enjoyed them for like the past 3 to 4 months. Now the reason we're not using something like a Pro V1 or a Chrome Soft is frankly because they're 45 cut a box, and as a beginner golfer you lose them fairly quickly, and I am not willing to lose £4 a ball each time. So we'll stick with the Callaway Supersofts. I've really enjoyed them. I know a lot of the other beginner golfers that have started with these as well. I can see why they like them. So without any further ado, let's get the warm-up done. We'll get straight into it.
Before we get started, here's a small graph indicating the usual typical yardages for a beginner golfer. I'm unsure if the distances here include rollout, as there's so many different charts online indicating different numbers, but this is what we'll be basing them on for now. As I said at the start, my distances here will be based on carry distance alone. Then once we figured out our carry distance, we'll come back to the chart after each club and see where we fit in.
Alright, so what we're going to start with is our sand wedge. This is the lowest club I have in the bag. I don't have a lob wedge or a 60 degree.
As I said, my sand wedge is currently my highest lofted club in the bag. It's the club I use for all chip-on shots. Hopefully in the future I'll pick up a 58 or even a 60 degree. So on average at the moment, I roughly hit my sand wedge 91.9 yards, which puts me between the average and good bracket, so I can't complain. I'm pretty happy with that.
So the next club that we're moving on to is our pitching wedge. As I said, I don't have one in the middle. It's 46 degrees.
My pitching wedge at the moment is usually the club that I use for a lot of bump and run sort of shots if I need to get a little bit of extra distance but keep the ball flight low, and I've found relatively decent success with it so far. My pitching wedge coming in at 109.4, so I'm a little bit just under the 110 yard marker, but I'll take it. I'm pretty happy with that. So the next club we have up here is our 9-iron. If you'd like to see what clubs I'm actually using, I made a what's in the bag video, which I'll link in the description down below so you can check it out. So, just after 6 9-iron shots, our average carry distance is 120.5, which puts us in the middle bracket. Alright, so up next we have our 8-iron. The 8-iron for me here is usually a bit more of a consistent club, and the yardage discrepancy is usually a bit better than this, so I don't know what was going on today. Maybe it's just one of those days. My 8-iron was only going 123 yards. Now I know that's still pretty decent, but there's only a 3-yard discrepancy between my 9 and my 8. Moving on to our 7-iron. So after 7 shots, our average carry distance was 146.1 with our 7-iron, which puts us just in the middle. So let's move on to the 6-iron here. Alright, let's hit one more. My 6-iron comes in at just over 160, so I'm really happy with that. However, I really do need to work on the consistency of the strikes. So up next is our 5 hybrid. I haven't had this club for too long, but it usually does me alright. The 5 hybrid kind of has the same shaft as my normal iron, so it's not too much of a difference. However, still getting used to it is a little bit weird. I'm unsure where to put the ball or how to tee it up. Our 5 hybrid only comes in at 157, which is still not too bad. However, I think this is a club I want to just leave for the practice range. So up next we have our 5 wood. Now I do like teeing the 5 wood up because sometimes it is a club and play for me. The 5 wood has been my latest addition to the bag, and it's a club I really enjoy hitting, especially whenever you hit it well. It just feels great. Our 5 wood comes in at just over 194, which I'm really happy with. It puts us slap bang in the middle of the chart. And even though this club is absolutely tiny, it's made me hit it more consistently. Alright, so next up we have basically the same club as the 5 wood, just in the 3 wood. It is a Big Bertha Steelhead 3. Who would have guessed that hitting this many balls in such a short time would take it out of you? Our 3-wood comes in at just over 198, which isn't too bad. However, it's so inconsistent sometimes. I'm thinking about just leaving it in the bag and just taking the driver and the 5-wood from now on.
Alright, and so last but not least, the driver. Great Big Bertha 2. Pretty sure it's about 21, 22 years old. So the driver is pretty much the one club I have been working on lately. Well, to be honest with you, it's not a complete mishit. We managed to hit the ball, the club face was just closed, so it could happen, so we gotta take it. It could happen, happens all the time.
And so after 5 shots, our driver in total goes around 208 yards of carry distance. However, it really is inconsistent sometimes, and it's something I really need to work on in the future. I really enjoyed making a video like this, and for my own personal golf, it's a good indicator to see where I stand amongst the rest. I still have a lot to work on, especially on the consistency side of things. However, that should only get better with time, hopefully. I understand that golf is a learning process and you have to enjoy the process of getting better. I'm not looking to compete on a professional golf level or the PGA Tour, just to enjoy my own game, one step and improvement at a time. If you have any tips on how to improve my golf swing, or even about your own personal experience with trying to dial in your yardages and become more of a consistent golfer, I'd love to hear about them below. If you're interested in what I'm actually using in the bag, I've made a video about it, a what's in the bag video, which I'll put in the description below if you'd like to check it out. However, after today's testing, I think I may have to cut a few of them from it and just stick to the clubs that I can hit relatively consistently. If you enjoyed the video, consider dropping a sub or even check out another video on the channel, perhaps what it's like to play a beginner golfer round. Or if you'd like to comment with a video suggestion of your own that I can make about being a beginner golfer, I'd love to hear it. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.